Happy Halloween, Jake.
Happy Halloween, sir.
I love this time of year.
Do you really?
Yeah. Oh, I am so pumpkin spice latte. I wear my Uggs.
No.
No. I don't eat Uggs.
Are you really though? I didn't know. I know Christmas last year when we had the party at your house.
This is my favorite time of year for Huntington Beach.
Okay.
This is the best weather. This is when like the tourists start to leave. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like gets back to locals only.
Sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like a quiet Saturday night. You know, I like, walking down Main Street and there being nobody.
The bars have to be less crowded, I'm assuming.
Well, I don't know about the bars.
Well, I mean, there's 50 of them on Main Street. So.
Right. Yeah. No, everything's like, there's just less,
Yeah.
unless like you come out, there's no one from IE. Thank God.
I was waiting for it. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I get it though. I totally get it.
But yeah, no, it's really the best. And also like this time of year is when I moved out here.
Okay.
So it's kind of nostalgic because it was like me finding like my place in Huntington and stuff like that. So like some of the scents, some of the like the cool breeze, things like that remind me of like when I first started to like find my new life in Southern California. So it is really special. I'm really excited. This weekend we have our fourth or fifth quarterly JWX community event.
Yes.
I can't really call it quarterly because we didn't do it quarterly up until now.
Yeah.
And they keep getting better, but I feel like this is going to be the best one.
Yeah. And now why do you say that? Why do you think that is?
I think that this one is going to be more intimate. Okay. A little bit tighter of a space, but it's really nice.
Yep.
We're doing it in Newport, which is a little different, which I'm okay with. Mm-hmm. And it's not far. It's 10 minutes away.
Sure.
But, at the same time, too, we're known for being like, we're going to Huntington Beach, to JWX boys. And HB boys. So I think like this one's going to be just a little more off the beaten path, but not because it's right on PCH. I think it's going to, there's some guests coming that, Fausto's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Tony,
is he really? Is Fausto coming?
Yeah, he's speaking
confirmed?
too.
Okay.
Yep, he's confirmed. Tony Blauer's coming, I believe, in speaking. Amazing. Yep. Tony's awesome. And obviously we have a sponsor. We have Legendary Snacks. Mm-hmm. Bruce Cardenas sponsored us. He sent me a ton of stuff.
Awesome.
There's a number of other.
We got Jonathan from Everybody.
Yeah, Jonathan from Everybody Nutrition.
And now is Jay coming down for sure? The whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I don't even want to ever do an event without him.
I understand that.
But
as far as workshops, though, are we moving the direction of the workshops, or do you think this will be more of a social kind of content, hangout?
I think we're going to do still a little workshop and speaker series. I haven't really decided exactly which way I want to take it, but either way, I just want it to be very interactive, and I want everybody. We always look at it like this is a time to grow with each other. This is a time to start new friendships, mm-hmm. new connections with one another, and we saw it in the last few, but the last one was profound.
Yeah, incredible.
The last one, we saw like friendships that were made that would have never been made otherwise. We saw guys who are now collaborating and mm-hmm. killing it. Yeah. Nothing more like noticeable than Nick and Robert. Obviously, I've had them on the show since together twice now. And they're absolutely crushing it. Yeah. Nick's life is completely changed.
And they never met prior to the event, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
And that's so bizarre because you've got Nick from Canada and then you got Robert from Texas, correct?
Mexico, really.
Texaco. And for two completely different backgrounds coming together at a JW club, they're the last two I would have thought that would have came together.
Yeah, correct.
And now they're inseparable.
Yeah.
But their content's on fire.
Right.
And then you throw in Guapo, and he just kind of adds to that trifecta.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's really great. It's funny, too. It's like those guys, and like Pedro has like stayed really close to me, mm-hmm. and he's been with us over a year. Yeah. And he stayed really close to me, and now you're watching him, and obviously he's
broke here on the podcast, you burned the boats for him, and I think that's what really set that pace.
I forced him to.
100%.
I forced him
on
to
air.
burn the boats.
It was live on air.
Yeah, and he did it.
Yeah.
I said, you're done. You're done, like, with your comfort zone.
Yeah. We're
going all in. I told him, get some debt.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
I said, go buy your wife something that you can't afford. Yeah. And he's like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, you're doing it. And he did it. And lo and behold, and now listen, now that doesn't mean everybody is like, oh my God, if I go get some debt and buy my wife a Chanel purse, like, you know, like I'm going to become successful. No, you don't understand. Guapo is a killer.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. He's a killer in the game, and he understands that if he forces himself, because that's the problem. He's a killer, but he gets comfortable.
Yeah.
And if we keep him uncomfortable, he keeps killing. Well, typically, when you get uncomfortable, you outperform how far you're set back. Mm-hmm. Right? I joke about it. I talk about it. It's like every time I go and buy a Rolex, I'm like, oh, you know, whenever you're buying a watch, you're like, oh yeah, you know, and it is. It's like a big, you know, and it's like, oh fuck, I just spent $30,000 on a watch.
Yeah.
But then next thing you know, like you're like you get pulled back, and then it's like a slingshot, right? And then you just fucking launch forward, right? Because you're like, I got to recoup. Yeah. You know,
wasn't it Macro Matt? He said it's that uncomfortable feeling as if you're going to meet the dope dealer. You get that sick feeling, and you put the call into the guy, and you've got that weird. Like,
oh, that's me.
Was that you who said it?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay,
that's me.
I thought Matt said it for some reason.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's me.
Okay.
No, I'm with Matt. I'm like Matt's like the kid in high school that gets Matt to shoot up for, or you know, shoot up. Jesus Christ!
Also, wow.
Yeah,
what were you guys doing in high school?
Well, yeah, no, I don't even know why I said that. I'm the guy that's like the bad influence on Matt. Like, you know, when he was like, I'm thinking about proposing to Dana. He's like, you better not say that around me.
Oh shit.
We were golfing.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and we're golfing, and he says, I think I'm gonna propose, and I go, okay. Cool. We get in the truck after golfing. We went straight to Happy Jeweler. Yeah. And then we get to Happy Jeweler, and he's like, I think I might trade in my Rolex and upgrade my Rolex. And I go, put your fucking money where your mouth is, bro.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
He did.
That same day, he bought a ring and upgraded his Rolex.
Yes.
That a boy.
Yep.
That a boy.
Spent a shitload of money, and then you know what I did?
Spent some more.
I spent a shitload of money.
Traded in, did more.
Yeah.
So now, would you say, going back to the collabing, I seem to think it's because of our hands-on approach, and ever since I was in JWX as a client first, I think that kind of community comes together because you are so hands-on with your clients and because you leave yourself available 24/7. Would you agree?
Well, you set me up right now.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you that you will never get an experience like you will with JWX. I guarantee that you will never have the hands-on experience like you will with my team. Period. It doesn't exist. Go ahead, Freddie.
Facts.
It's just, you got to realize that the beauty is in the inefficiencies with us. Like, we show the fuck up, for one. And for two, it's like, I find myself believing in people more than they believe in themselves.
Sure.
Right? I find myself being more invested with time into these individuals than they do. Mm-hmm. Right? And I can rest my head every single night knowing that I showed up, I did my very best for every individual, and I want it bad for them. Yeah. And you know this. Yeah. You were a client of mine. Yep. Right? Before you got into leadership, you know, you watched this. Yeah. And it's that attention to detail. It's that level of connection and like personal belief, right? Like, I believe in these people. Yeah. Like crazy, which is why I spend so much money on weekend-long events for them. They're free of charge. I don't, you know this. I don't fucking charge for them. Yeah. You know, I want, because I like to see people grow together. Mm-hmm. The whole point of building this into a community was to collaborate, use each other's audiences, to learn from one another. You know, and understanding that in this, like, you may not be the right coach for somebody, but your homie may be. Sure. And that could work vice versa. Mm-hmm. And it's worked out really well that way. And there's been a number of coaches and a number of business owners that have worked with us that have seen I can't even say, I can't speak right now. I'm too caffeinated. But
caught up.
Yeah. Anyways. So it works. Yeah. It works really, really well.
Well, I think that's when we throw these events too. It's just like when I came in, I felt like I already knew you guys. Like, even though everything was through Zoom and through phone calls and text messages, there was already a connection there between myself, you, Scotty, Dane, even when he was with us. So people flying across the country to come kick it with us, it's because they already know us. They already know our personality. We talk to them daily, every minute of the day. So I think that just adds more to these community events to want to come and hang out with you, especially you.
Well, remember how I talked about like my 3 requirements, right? My non-negotiables for like how people are and how I make myself. Like I make myself be vulnerable, generous, always early. Mm-hmm. You know, those are my 3 things that I take very, very serious, right? Yeah. You know, generosity, vulnerability, and obviously being very early for everything, yeah. Right? On time, which is early. And I expect that out of people too. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to when I'm on Zoom with people or when I'm coaching or I'm whatever, like I'll get vulnerable. I have no problem opening up to our clients, yeah. Which a lot of people would be like, well, you know, you don't want to show weakness or vulnerability if you're a mentor or a leader. Bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bullshit. Because first of all, how the fuck am I supposed to grow?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
We say like we have coaches that are and business owners that are more experienced in areas than I am.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You don't have a filter, which is good because you hold nothing back. And they just like you said, you learn from it, but why not be as authentic as possible and let people trust you for the real? Not everything's got to be perfect. I'm not saying you're off your game, which is very, very not often we see you off your game, but to not have that filter for these guys shows that authenticity. And we tell them, like last night, we told them we're starting a book club and we're going to grow together because we've never fucking done it.
I've never done it.
We didn't try and act like we've ran book clubs and we can fucking do
No,
this.
I said to him, if you know something that I don't, please participate. Sure. You know, I've never started a book club before. And we were like, you know what, let's do it.
Yeah. And
I want them to be able to feel like they're a leader in it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's a good thing. And we find it time and time again where clients of ours are like, hey, can I like host a call on something that I'm a professional at? And we're like, fucking right.
That's how I got into leadership.
Yeah.
I asked if I could start coaching on Canvas stuff and start showing these people how to do some different things.
Yep.
So, and I think it goes back to, even if we don't know it, if somebody asks me something as somebody who's coaching personal branding, I will tell them, no, I don't know how to do that. I said, I will figure it out and get back to you, and then we'll do it together. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of been your mentality, especially these last, 4 or 5 months when we've really transitioned into personal branding. Is there certain things maybe I didn't know about it, although I love branding, I'm good at it. But if a coach came to me, just like YouTube, I don't know how to fucking run a YouTube channel, but guess what I did? I went and took a course on it. We went and found somebody who was fucking better than us, the best at it, and now I'm learning from him to then be able to it's the ripple effect.
Yeah. I watched the documentary on Anonymous. Have you watched it?
No.
It's really good.
On what?
Anonymous.
No.
You know, the hacking group?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched how it started. And it started with a website called 4chan.
Okay.
Okay, have you never heard of that?
No.
I've heard of the website 4chan.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it's about.
It was basically like that's where memes started. Okay. And every meme that you see today, like somehow started from 4chan back then.
Interesting.
And it started as a community.
Okay.
And of course, it started by this kid named Moot, M-O-O-T. And he was anonymous at the time. And then when he showed his face and stuff, people he was kind of a leader, but a total dork.
Yep.
Right. But throughout the history of 4chan and other, and then what came from it, which ended up being like Anonymous and all of that stuff. And then QAnon, which obviously, those kooks, but, what was interesting about it and what was profound was that sense of community, mm-hmm. and then how powerful they actually ended up being.
Yeah.
Now, of course, some of the sub-genres of these types of communities ended up being pretty destructive, and they got in a lot of trouble. But the point is when you have a bunch of people that are part of something and they are feeling like they're contributing, then it's incredible what you are able to accomplish and what you're able to do.
For sure. And
how much recognition and notice. And in a day and age where we're all, looking for attention and that's a good thing. I don't want anybody to think that's a bad thing, but where we're looking for attention on social media, looking to get our personal brands out there and stuff like that. Well, having that level of community is is a huge leg up. You will not be able to do alone what you can do with a real ecosystem of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Regardless of what your motive is.
Yeah.
If your motive is to be destructive and you have a team of people that are all like throwing ideas out, and you're going to be very destructive.
Yeah.
If your job is to be motivating and you have a team of people that are trying to motivate, well, you're going to be far more motivating than a simple guy all by himself.
100%. Especially when it's for life.
Well, there's that. There's that.
I mean, just look at how far we've come just in the last 18 months. Where I shouldn't say where we started, where you started when I came in. I think we're 30 or 40 deep. I mean, the resources we had back then are nothing compared to what we have now. And if you look at the guys that were in before I was, and they're still kind of in, we'll see them pop in every now and then they hear what we're doing, they're fucking blown away.
Right.
They're completely like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yep. I think everybody who's stayed involved with us throughout the years now will agree, and I'm going to toot my own horn. You will not find a owner, a CEO, a mentor, or anything that will get as invested as I will. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that.
Yeah.
That you won't find it.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. And I'll put my money where my mouth is constantly, because time and time again, I've shown the fuck up. And time again, I've put myself in the back of the pack.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The head wolf leads from the back.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make sure everybody's taken care of. He wants to make sure that everybody's protected.
Yeah. I can honestly say in 19 months of knowing, 20 months, whatever it is, almost 2 years now, I've heard the words, "I'm not feeling too good," twice out of your mouth. One being just yesterday, but you went 5 days straight, almost 11 hours a day, every single day. Twice in 20 months, I've heard you say, "I'm not feeling too good."
I was sick as a dog and I still showed up.
I've never seen you, even when we're on the Zoom, you'll never hear the words out of your mouth, "I'm tired. I'm not feeling good. Oh, I'd stayed up too late." You show up. And I'm not just saying that because we're in the same room.
You have to check your emotions and your feelings at the fucking door. Yeah. Now, I said that I'll get vulnerable, but that doesn't mean that I'll let the way that I'm feeling get in the way of my performance. Yeah. Fuck that. Yep. You cannot. The world moves too fast. The world is way too competitive. You need to show up over and over and over again. Now, this isn't some fucking ambiguous grind that I'm talking about. This is the fact that I took my direction. Okay. I paid for my guidance. I put in the time, and I know what it takes. And what it takes is like fucking relentless responsibility. You have to show up time and time again, regardless of how the fuck you feel. You won't hear an excuse out of my fucking mouth because I've done it enough in my life. I made the excuses and I paid for it all the fucking time. And now that I know, it's like, oh, wait. So what you're saying is that I could live the life of my dreams. I can make more money than I've ever made in my life. I can be respected by everybody that talks to me. And all I have to do is not make excuses and show up regardless of how I feel. Is it easy? No. But it's a fucking hell of a lot easier than feeling like you're this fucking big. Because you have no credibility. You have no consistency. Your confidence is shot because of the lack of the first two, and no respect from anybody, including your significant other and children.
Yeah. I love that, dude. And obviously I've been working on it this last year, but I've had that mentality since being in a heavy metal band my whole life. When I got up on stage and I had to perform, or I should say I was allowed to perform or gifted to perform, there was no off switch. You had to show the fuck up and deliver every single night, every single day, the 240 shows we played out of the year for 6 years. You couldn't get up on stage and say, "I don't feel good. My tummy hurts. I think I have food poisoning." No, you just fucking get up there. You live your passion and your purpose, and you scream and you entertain. And I think for any coach out there, and I've always had this mentality I always compared it to the band. You got to compare your business to a fucking band. You're the lead vocalist. You get up there with your passion, your purpose, and you sing your fucking heart out, and you do it over and over and over again.
Yep.
So you just act as you're on the stage, and that's why we're so hard on our content right now. Not to go too far off subject, but That's what's really helped me is when I got up on that stage, there were no excuses. Lights were fucking on, and your bandmates were depending on you, and you fucking went out there and you performed.
Yep.
And that's why I love music so much.
And regardless of the audience size.
Oh, even better. I think you even have to turn it on more when no eyes were on you. I mean, there's times my band played in front of the bartender and the fucking waitresses, and we went up there and played like we were on fucking Ozfest. Mm-hmm. And guess what happened? One person turned into two people. Next time we went back that town, sold the fucking place out because word on the street was that band's bad as fuck.
100%. If you have 10 followers or 10 million followers, you should show up with the same level of energy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You failed yourself if you didn't. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
And you failed the people that did show up to watch you or to see you or are paying attention. And you have to look at it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to look at it like that. And it's like, it's funny because like I'll do like storylines, or Freddie and I will hit things and I'll be like, I didn't bring it. Yeah. Or Freddie knows. Yeah. He'll be like, you can run that one again. And I'll look at him and get frustrated for a second. And then I'm like, wait, you're right. Yeah. And because I feel like I owe it to the people who care about what I'm saying or are listening, or I could potentially impact, that if I lay off the throttle, then what's the fucking point of doing it in the first place?
Yep. And I'm going to go a step even further. I think that's why I was such a successful personal trainer. You would never catch me sitting. You would never catch me on my phone. You would catch me engaged, screaming, laughing, jumping up and down, entertaining my clients. And that's what's funny with people, no diss on the personal trainers out there that I know, but you could be doing this online, be on at all times and make your videos how you want them and entertain and be the director, be the star, be the cinematographer, be the fucking whatever it is of that movie. We say it all the time. Be the fucking person of that movie. And I again, when I owned my gym, it was the same way. Lights on, stage on, music blasting, just like I was on the stage. And that's how you perform in every class. And that's how I try and bring it on social media as much as I can.
Yeah. We know this, but social media has given people an opportunity to do things that they would have never been able to do prior to, where it's come.
It's insane.
It's insane. Yeah. And we see it happen every day where people are able to build out networks, build out communities, build out clientele, and change people's lives. But along the way, they end up changing their own. Yeah. It's profound how much there is available. And you can think of it as one thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to be a coach. Then don't be a coach. Yeah. But what are you good at? Yeah. If you're good at something, become the best at it and create some sort of ecosystem surrounding around it. It doesn't matter how specific it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, because there will be somebody interested.
Yeah. I agree. So something I've wanted to ask you, and I know you and I work together every single day, and we've made the switch from business mentorship to personal branding. And me asking you, I know I'm kind of flipping the script on this interview, but why do you think a personal brand is so important now that we're speaking about content? What do you think that switch was for?
Okay, so there is a negative connotation in business mentorship that was brought on by the you-know-whos, right?
Yes.
Everybody's selling a course. Everybody is like, it's you don't get much, and we recognize that. I don't sell a course. Mm-hmm. We don't sell a course. We're not a fucking course, okay? But with personal branding, I've accepted the fact that resumes don't matter. And I think that business mentorships is playing off of your resume. Mm. And in a world where resumes are increasingly less important, or if anything obsolete, I wanted to be able to course correct, which would be like, understanding what a digital resume is, right? People don't give a fuck about what you've done. They care about what you're doing right now. And if people are putting themselves out there and showing what they're currently doing, well, they better be damn good at it, because the next guy over is. Yeah. So how can I make people better at putting themselves out there, right? How can I challenge them? How can I give them the tools that they need to develop an audience, or at least like a small niche group of individuals? So when it comes to and of course, we're always going to be business mentors. That's what we are. But it's way too vague.
Yep.
Right? And I wanted us to understand and master personal branding to the point where it's like those are the go-to guys.
Yeah.
But you cannot learn personal branding from a course.
Yeah. No. Absolutely not.
And anyone that's selling a personal branding course, you can fuck off right now. Because there's way too much individuality in personal branding for you to have some sort of cookie cutter course.
Sure.
Your course doesn't work. And everybody learns differently. So you're doing people a disservice when you're like, yeah, it's plug and play. Get into my course.
It's not a one size fits all.
No.
Never. And nor should it be.
No, it definitely shouldn't.
There's nothing
be.
personal about courses.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
At that point, it'd just be vague like branding.
Right.
Even then, it's not going to be delivered correctly.
Correct. So how do we do it? And how do I do it? Well, I get to know you.
I was just going to say we listen.
We listen to you.
Yeah.
We understand where your learning curves are. We understand where your struggles are. We understand who you are as a person.
Yeah.
To where we can coach you when you suck to get good.
Yeah.
And we can come up with processes. We can come up with approaches that work for you that I can't just have one course that teaches. I've grown up teaching people how to sell cars and learning that everybody learns differently. Everybody's lifestyle is a little bit different. Everybody's job is a little more demanding or more time consuming, or they have more time on their commutes, or they have whatever, that you can't just take a course and say one size fits all. That's not fucking fair. And it's not fair to charge for something like that and tell people, oh, yeah, this is what you'll do to become successful. It doesn't work like that, homeboy.
Yeah. And I think what's, and I'm going to toot my own horn, what's really great about what we have right now, too, is you're getting that personal brand from 5 different aspects. Although we may not all see eye to eye in the same room, although we get along, we all have a different approach. So we all kind of have our lane. I'm the visual guy. You're you're kind of the head chief. Scotty's kind of got his vibe. You got JT and Matt. So when you get these 5 people all coming around your band,
yeah,
and we're helping tune your instrument, you're not getting just one aspect, because what you tell somebody, I'll be the good cop, we'll be the good cop, bad cop. Mm-hmm. What you say to them, I'll probably fight it or say something else, but then we find a solution together.
Right.
What works best for them, not what works best for us.
Well, that's why I like doing boardroom calls,
Yes.
where it's like all of us on one. Because if you guys have never been in a boardroom before, understand that like a boardroom isn't like, oh, this is the way we've always done it, so this is the way that we're going to do it for you, right? Yeah. A boardroom is an area for us to, write down ideas, for us to come up with different things and different processes. This morning, for example, we were building an offer with one of our clients, mm-hmm. and I was kind of directing him in one direction, and then JT came in with some gold, and he was like, well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I think for you, this makes more sense. Yeah. Now, of course, I'm not going to be like, well, JT, I've made way more money coaching than you. What the fuck do you know?
Yep.
Well, I had to kind of eat my words for a second, and I was like, well, maybe for this situation, this makes more sense. Yep. And for this guy and where he's at in his life and where he's at geographically, it made more sense.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to know everything.
Yeah.
But I got a great team to where we can explore all options and all ideas, and we can put it together and make it make sense for that individual, because that's what they are, individuals. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think you're right. It is we have to be this way.
Yeah.
And we owe it to them.
Sure. And it's not like that's the end of the process either. We have time to sit on it. He's not even launching yet. So This individual will go and take what we say. We'll start to take the steps necessary, but we can come back next week and say, I've got something better for you. And then same thing for a year from now. We can always like come back and refine and retune the instrument, which is cool.
But yeah, in terms of this weekend, man.
Yep. Oh yeah, we were talking about the weekend. Oh shit, that's where we were going. Yeah.
Oh, Freddie. Coach, we're having dinner at a Mediterranean barbecue, or not barbecue, but restaurant.
Grill.
Yeah. And I asked about the belly dancers. He always has belly dancers there on Saturday nights. And he said that one of his belly dancers is sick. So I said, Freddie is going to belly dance.
I can actually move my stomach.
Really?
I really fucking can. I don't know why, but I can.
Oh, way to go. Now it's happening. Way to go, Justin.
You shouldn't have told me that.
You got me a side hustle.
The ads just got a little
Oh
bit
my God,
weirder.
yeah.
Freddie's about to not be off camera anymore.
Yeah.
And if they don't hire me, I sue them.
Have we ever... Can we personal brand a belly dancer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
We've done a pole dancer.
Oh, shit. Okay. So tell me this, Justin. We've always, since I've been in with you, we've always said fuck master classes.
Masterminds?
Yeah. Take two. Here, answer that, and then we'll go back to that.
I'm not answering.
What did I say? Master classes?
Instead of master classes, masterminds.
What's a master class?
Not too sure. Oh, okay. Did you see my post? Mm-hmm. See? You got to get on that post right now, man.
You already posted?
Get it while it's hot.
Damn, you already did this, son? Damn, Freddie over here.
Okay. So what were you saying now?
Okay, let's get back to that.
Yeah, ready? Action.
So tell me this, Justin. Since I've been in, you've always been fuck masterminds. You've always, at least yourself, you don't dislike other people doing them. You just for yourself never have done them personally. So what would be the difference between our events and like, let's say a mastermind?
So here's the deal. Most masterminds that I've ever been to, most masterminds that I've seen, okay, outside of like Tony Robbins stuff or workshops and things like that, a lot of masterminds, the only people that benefit are the hosts, meaning that people pay to see them, right? Because most masterminds, 99% of the people that go, they get stimulated and then they go back to their life and they don't actually take what they've learned.
Sure.
I know a number of guys that I've seen speak at masterminds that have said, like, I know that I'm only talking to 1% of you in the audience.
Yeah.
Then why the fuck did you take their money? Like, I know, and I get it, and I'm not hating on capitalism. Don't get me wrong, not whatsoever. I'm a capitalist, but I also I just like it. I don't like it packaged that way because I think it's misleading. And especially when most people are not. So instead, why I call my stuff like a community event is because we've actually shown up there with intention. We showed up there with a purpose. Everybody's in the same exact kind of spot in what they're working with. So a mastermind, like I said, it typically really the only person that benefits majorly is the mastermind. Yeah. It's the guy putting it on.
You know what? I want to add to that. I don't want to say any names, but I did go to a mastermind once, like in 2018. And I thought it was so messed up because there was I think I was probably like 22 at the time. So there was like a lot of other 22-year-olds. They all paid money. And, the guy holding it, he's like, because you guys came out here a long way, I'm going to give you guys a special offer right now to buy my course. So not only did they pay to go to the event, but then there was really no information or like anything of value. They were just basically getting a half off type of ticket to buy the course.
Yeah, well, that
sounds like some other communities that do what we do.
Yeah, no, and a lot of times that's what it is. It's like give them just enough, and then catch them when they're in the ether, right? When they're like all jacked up and whatever, and then it's like and I get it. And like the other thing too is it's like, okay, like you see this guy on stage and he's cool and it's like, man, I want to be like that guy on stage. And then it's like, okay, if I buy his course and I become part of his thing, and then I get to like be on calls with him because he's cool and he wore this cool jacket that I think is dope and like whatever. It's like, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And then you sign up for it and you're severely disappointed with one, how much time you actually get to spend with the mastermind. Yeah. And then two, the actual results that come out of his course. Yeah. I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
And I've been to them and I've spent a lot of money on them. And every single one's always been the same. It's like,
that was going to be my next question. Have you actually invested in masterminds yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so, I mean,
like,
could you see yourself, and I know you had a great success with Jay Ferruggio's, his event, the way he sets it up. Now, he does charge, but it's nowhere near the price.
No, but Jay's is exclusive to his community members.
And
yeah, no, it's not a mastermind. It's a workshop.
Yep. You do like that style, though, correct?
Workshop is intentional.
Okay, cool.
A workshop is intentional.
Yeah.
A mastermind is like, it's like the modern fucking... timeshare sales.
Oh, shit. I've been to workshops. I paid for summits. Mm-hmm. Now, where would summits line up with
same mastermind?
Yeah. See, I purchased many summits, workshops.
It's like summits would be like probably more directed towards like MLMs.
Yeah, that's right. I went to a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of workshops though, so there was knowledge coming out because it was hands-on.
Well, yeah, there's always knowledge to be passed around.
Just what you
do. But without application, it means nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and most of the time, like I said, it's people are there to get stimulated.
Yeah.
And after the stimulation wears off, they just go back to their place and it was, hey, I went to that mastermind, right? Where instead, the way you really should treat a mastermind is the way that I do. I capitalize on them. Yeah. You know, I go in and I'm like, who am I going to work with?
Sure.
And I'll show up as an attendee and I'll end up signing more people than the people that hosted it.
Sure.
You know, because it's a network, right? It's like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to make true connections, nurture those connections, and then turn around and hopefully, you know, be able to acquire a great client that I can provide a great experience to.
Sure.
So, yeah, I just think that a lot of people just go into them to like get the fucking lanyard.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and also too, I would think the podcast, this is a great platform for anybody to do their own mastermind, but on a podcast. Be real.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it away.
Yeah.
Give it away.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. I like that.
I think you can give away most things because most people aren't going to actually do it without being invested. If you don't have skin in the game, it's like, dude, we could literally just open up our curriculum. We could just open up everything. And I will tell you right now, the people who are bought in, paid in full, they're still going to completely outperform. If not, the people who don't buy in aren't going to do shit.
Yeah. Well, it's just like giving away.
Because why would they?
Yeah. It's just like giving away that brand boot camp. You know, I spent 2 months preparing for that, which I had no idea. You know, Brad Lee did something similar, but that's just what I love doing. I love teaching boot camp style like that because you get emotionally attached to it, and those are for our members only.
So your brand boot camp is like Harvard of personal branding.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, if you gave it away, if you had 100 people and you just gave it to 100 people, one will take it and do something with it.
Sure.
If there's no skin in the game, there's no reason to carry on. And here's the other thing too, is that you're not paying for the brand boot camp, right? You're getting the brand boot camp. You're getting the curriculum. You're getting the information. But what you're actually paying for is the actual guidance. To making the brand boot camp applicable to that person's brand, right? Yep. You're getting the ideas. You're getting the lessons that you learned along the way of building up your personal brand. You're learning the what not to do. Yeah. And that's more valuable than anything.
Sure.
And I can tell you that from as somebody who in the last few years has been, I've made a lot of mistakes. Yeah. And I've learned some really valuable lessons to where today it's like, you know, it hasn't made me cautious by any means, but it has made me more, again, I'm going to use this word over and over again, intentional. Yeah. And that's really what it is. It's like, what are your intentions? And are you doing this shit on purpose to see an outcome?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
4:44. Were you talking about 11/11 earlier? What did you say about 11/11 this year?
Well, I don't do the hippy dippy stuff Scotty likes all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do it, but I heard something about this year 11/11 is going to be far more powerful than it ever has been because of something with the moon and sun. And
I don't follow that shit.
me neither. I don't know. I have no idea. But I did hear something about 11/11 this year being some strange activities.
We shall see.
We shall see. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Hopefully, you get probed or something. You were already probed quite a bit.
Let's not talk about the probe.
Oh,
You'll be getting it in a few years, probably 2.
yeah.
You're getting up there. Would you just turn like 43?
Yeah, right.
Skip your probe. Be a man.
So give us a sneak peek of the event. What can we see during the workshop? What do you think you want to touch on?
I think that what are we going to touch on? I really think we're going to go back way in heavily into like confidence building and individuality.
Some more of the team. What do we call those? The not workshops, but the team activities.
Correct.
Yeah. Those are fun.
Yeah, really good.
I suck at them, but they were fun.
No, you did just fine.
I did right.
Yeah, you'll be better this time around.
Yeah.
I like doing improv with Jay. Him and I, we just...
You guys smash. Jay, like you could tell Jay's been through it.
Yeah.
And it's cool when he opens up and talks about how he'd never had the confidence to do that. How he was always
would never imagine.
behind the scenes, never wanted to be on camera, but now you see him and you're just like, he's just so natural.
Yeah.
He just flows.
Well, he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
The same exact thing over and over and over again. So it works out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This was good.
This was good, man.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Let's wrap it up.
Peace.